Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be going over everything new in the Caribbean update to Asphalt 9. Thank you to RPM Nilo for most of the clips. So we're going to be getting 10 variants of the Caribbean track, as well as 3 new seasons, which I assume will contain mostly the Caribbean variants. Then we've got 2 new convertible cars coming in the update, the Aventador J and the Mercedes-Benz SLR. And you can now drive convertibles with their top down, as I will show a bit later in the video. Now we're also going to have a multiplayer 2.0. From what I understand, there are not any huge changes to how multiplayer works, but there will just be multiple seasons running at the same time, a more generic one and a more specific one. And we have the Terzo Millennial event finally going to be coming. I assume the new Aventador J, as well as all the other Lamborghinis in the game, will be used in that event. And now, if a club leader is inactive and does not gain any reputation points in a season, he will be demoted, and somebody else, I guess somebody who is one of the managers, will become the new leader. Now, let's move on to the new cars that are going to be added in this update. First of all, we have the Mercedes-Benz Slr Mclaren. Now, I remember this car from way back in, gosh, it was Asphalt 6, I think? And it's in Asphalt 8, and now we're getting to see it in Asphalt 9. It does not look to be, well, especially great. At stock, it looks like it can only go about 216-ish miles per hour with nitro, and assuming it increases by about, say, 8 to 10 miles per hour from stock to max, it's going to be going like 225 at max, which is not especially great for B-Class. Also, its acceleration, handling, and nitro are not especially great either. Now, given that it has a very low starting rank, perhaps all those stats increase a lot from stock to max, and it's actually pretty good at max. I don't know, we'll have to see when this car is released. Now on to the second new car of the update, the Lamborghini Aventador J. Now, this looks like another one of your typical high-end A-Class cars like the 918 or the Huayra, with good acceleration and nitro, and okay-ish handling and top speed. I expect it'll go between 235 and 240 miles per hour when maxed out. It looks like it will be a decent car actually, probably pretty fun to drive, but I guess we'll have to see when it finally releases how it does in tests against some other high-end A-Class cars. And this isn't a new car, but it will be coming soon in the update, so I figured I'd show it here too. The Lamborghini Terzo Millennial, which we've only got to drive once in that special cup for it a while back. Now, we really don't know much about how this car drives at max because we've only driven it at stock and it's actually gotten nerfed a bit since then. It goes about 245 miles per hour with nitro at stock, so at max it probably goes 255 to 260-ish. Its acceleration is probably going to be very good, while its handling in nitro, while not being the best, will be okay. So I kind of feel that this car will take the good traits of the Lycan and the good traits of the Egoista and put them all together in one car. Now, most of the convertible cars in the game can have their tops go down, like the Corvette GS, which we are seeing right here, also cars like the 570S and the BMW Z4, as well as probably the 2 new cars, the Aventador J and the SLR. Now, you cannot do this on cars that you do not own yet. And one cool thing about it, though, is that you can drive like this. If you put it down in the garage, you can drive with the top down. Now, I'm pretty sure you can drive with the top down on the track because in Asphalt's Caribbean update, they made a point to show pretty much only convertible cars, and all of them have their tops down. This is some footage from the update trailer right here. And this also shows us some pretty neat cinematic footage of what the track looks like. Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing since I assume most of you guys have already seen it, but I just wanted to point out the cars driving with their top down. Now, this is what the new multiplayer interface looks like. So there's the Slipstream Rush series, which is currently going on, and then you also have the Lamborghini series, which is going to happen, and this is the one with the different names for the multiplayer leagues. Now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay by Nilo on the new Caribbean track. Now, this is in the first of 6 events that will be taking place on this new track, and the first one is going on right now, at least on iOS and Android. Windows hasn't gotten the update yet, which is the reason why I could not use my own footage, because if I had the update, I definitely would try to get my own. So this lap here is more of like exploring the track rather than trying to get a super good time, and I'm going to be telling you guys just my general impressions on what I've seen of the track so far. So the first thing to note is that it is a very twisty sort of track. There are not a lot of long straightaways and things like that, so this will be good for cars with good handling. Perhaps the Elise will be the king of D-Class on this track. We do not know. So the variant in this event starts on the island, which has the roller coaster on it. Then we go through a tunnel here, and you should be careful when you try to go up that barrel roll. Don't clip the side. Now we're coming up to the part of the track which was in the little App Store sort of trailer teaser thingy for this. I don't even know what you call it, but anyways, yeah, you guys will probably remember this. And as you guys can see, there are a lot of twists and turns here, so yes, be very wary of that when you are going to be going on this track. And if it comes up in multiplayer, well, if you got a Regera or something like that, big rip. But overall, the track looks really cool. It reminds me a lot of maybe the Hawaii track that was in Asphalt 7, and even some of the Transylvania track that's in Asphalt 8, because of all the mountains and stuff like that. There are also a lot of ramps, so I think the way to keep speed up on this track is probably going to be using the ramps to your advantage, because honestly, there's not many places where you can get up to speed simply by accelerating a lot. There are also a lot of different routes, which will probably take a while to learn, although there are probably going to be some people who figure it out pretty quickly, and then when these tracks show up in multiplayer, they're going to wreck everybody else. You can bet that when this update comes out for Windows, I'm going to be trying to find some of the best routes as well. So now we're at a place with some oceanside huts, and we can actually go through some water here, and these white things on the sides here remind me of Alps in Asphalt 8. You know, the bridge with those white wavy things. So we're coming up pretty close to the end of the track now, going into a bit which reminds me a lot of French Guiana from Asphalt 8 with all the trees and things like that, the palm trees, and it seems like this is another very twisty part of the map. Yes, seriously, there's not many straight sections at all. So let me know down in the comments below if you're excited for this update or in particular this new track. I think it looks really cool. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 8 and 9 content. Check out Nilo's channel and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.